the K-Tronada remix of Sade, Kiss of Life. Welcome back to the lounge. It's 9:04 p.m., which means the State of the Union address is about to go down. The president has just arrived. Of course, all the shaking of hands and all that good stuff is going on. And you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us right now. You're tuned in. But that doesn't mean that we don't want you to be informed citizens. So listen, you can stay tuned in to us, because I can guarantee you that State of the Union address is probably going to be long. But you can still follow along with what's going on by following the hashtag on Twitter, WURD SOTU. So word State of the Union, WURD SOTU. Follow that hashtag. It's already popping. They got questions going. People are giving their responses. So definitely pull up Twitter while you listen to us. We're the best multitaskers ever, and I know you are too. So let's see how this goes. I may read a few tweets throughout this last hour of the show, but that aside, it's Artist Tuesday in the lounge, and we've just been rocking with some amazing artists, and I'm excited for our last guest of the evening, because this is her very first radio interview, and she's doing it with me. Oh my gosh. And let me not make this about me. Anywho, Sunny D, the drummer. Hey.
Yo.
How you doing?
How are you?
I'm great. You're here. I'm great.
I know.
She's so nervous, y'all.
Very much so.
All right, so look, for those who don't know you, tell us who you are and what you do.
Hi, my name is Sunny D. Sunny D drummer, as I go by. I'm a drummer in the Philly tri-state area. The head of, I have this movement, the Female Takeover, that focuses on women artists, musicians. Actually going to broaden that up a little later and incorporate everybody, photographers, videographers, everything. I feel like it's females is taking over. Got you on the radio, you know, doing big things. I call acclimated. I say you the Oprah. You Oprah to me.
I'll take that.
You my Oprah.
I take that.
So you know, it's just focusing on females. So
got you.
Yeah.
And are you also tied to I guess a female drumming collective or something? Or is that?
Yeah, so there's this Drum Like a Lady, Latrice Branson. She's actually the founder of Drum Like a Lady, where she has female percussionists, drummers come together, and we just make music. Just whatever we hear, we just beat it out. It's like all type of drummers from all over, actually. And she's one of the greatest percussionist that I've heard in a long time, especially female-wise. Like, and to know her and the way she brings us all together is unbelievable.
And is that based in Philly?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So do you all do shows or anything? Like, can we check that out?
Well, I know she's working on something for the summer, a big festival. Throughout the years, shows that we'll do, and being as though it's so many female drummers that people don't know about in Philly. Yeah. Some shows I may be on, we may bring another drummer like Erica Mack, Barbara Duncan, this girl named Stephanie, Brianna Sig. It's just so many drummers out here that's like, whoa.
Why do you think that is? I mean, of course we have our ideas about it, but like, why do you think that is the case, that in a city that's known for having just an immense amount of talent in so many different areas, like our women drummers are not, I feel like, getting the shine that is due, and y'all been here. Like, this ain't new. Y'all ain't new to this.
Because people don't really, you see who you see, like on the scene or having a gig. Like, I know a lot of people didn't know I play drums. Like, growing up, high school, I was track star, basketball star. Like, and in high school, I started playing keys. My aunt, she's like, you gonna learn how to play something. Like, my family, we loved music, so we used to just ride around and, you know, beat on stuff. And she's like, you gonna play keys? And I'm like, oh, okay, into that. But I'm like, you know, drums, that's what it is. And I met Stan Davis in high school, which is crazy. He's big out here, and it's like, okay, You play, you know, we went to high school together? Sonny, I never knew you played drums. I know, I only played in church. So I feel like a lot of female drummers were hitting in church.
Okay.
So it was not more so on the main scene, but in church, you could always find a female drummer that'll hop on or do this and that. It wasn't until I started coming out, going to little open mics, and somebody recognized me from going down Warm Daddy's one night. Like, wasn't you the girl that played on that song? Hop on the drums. Stacy McGee, actually. And I'm like, no, I don't want to. He's like, no, hop on the drums. I'm like, okay, I don't know this song. Just follow me. So the more I started going out, the more I would see other female drummers. I ran into this girl, Latora Bess. And I'm like, oh, you play the drums too? Okay. So it's like we just all started linking. And how I met Latrice, she actually said I was like one of the first female drummers that she knew of that was doing my own movement, doing my own show or whatever. And I played with her sister Paulette Branson, Mixed People Band. Had to put them out there.
Shout out to Paulette. Yeah.
So she just was like, okay, you play. We're going to put a little jam together. And we used to play at Dialogue on, I believe it's like 48th and Baltimore Avenue, around there. We used to do that pretty frequently, but now we're working on bigger things. So it'll be a jam coming up soon.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that. So what is it for you about the drums? Like, what was it that drew you to the drums, and what does it do? Because seeing you on the drums, you really just will be in your zone, right? Like, but you have fun with it. You you really have fun with being on the drums, and it's like hilarious to watch you play. And I just saw a video recently from you being on tour, and you were drumming, and one of the sticks flew out of your hand, like not far from you, somehow down near your side in the bag, and you were just drumming with one hand, like trying to get this stick out with the other, and then just like you never missed a beat. And I was like, yo, she is really, first of all, if you know Sunny, she's silly as all get out, right? But I was just looking like she is so talented. Like, what is it that drumming does for you?
Drums is the heartbeat of music. Music is just everything to me. I used to say sports and music was my life. So the first half of my life was sports. I'm not into that no more, you know, older, injuries. So it was like I started focusing more on music, and it was just always something about the drums. Like, I would listen to keys, bass, all that. Bass, I love the bass too. But drums, I would just sit in church and stare at the drummer. And I'm like, I hope he doesn't think I like him. I'm just looking at him playing these drums. Like, it's just amazing. It just did something to me. And one Sunday I was just like, you know what? I could do this. And I just hopped on the drums and I just started playing the beat to the song. And ever since then, I just learned, like, when I was going through stuff or having a real bad day, and if I got on the drums, I was just happy. Like, I could beat my frustrations out on the drums. Or if you know me, Sunny's always dancing. When she hears the music, she's dancing. So to play the drums is like something that'll make me move and bop my head. And that's what I go for playing. Like, if I'm playing, I need you to move. If you're not moving, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it right. I'm not hitting this drum right. I need you to move and bop with me. So
gotcha. Well, listen, if you're just tuning in, we're in the lounge chatting with Sunny D, the drummer. It's Artist Tuesday, and I want to get into you being a woman in a drummer in the music industry. What has that experience been like for you? Oh, she had to readjust the hat. Lord.
It's kind of, I'm not going to say it's bad, it's not hard. It's a woman being in the music industry. At this point, I just want to be respected as a drummer. It's not even about me being a woman or playing. It's not about me being a woman drummer. So I've always wanted to just be like, you know, if I'm playing the drums, I don't want nobody to say, they could tell that it's a female playing. Like, I've been told that before. Oh, females play timid. Oh, I could tell that's a female on the drums. Like, we too soft. So I always was like, you know what? I'm going to play this hard. So in this industry, it's just about being respected for me. Like, yeah, I'm a girl, but I can play. I'm like,
Gotcha.
I don't want to just be like, oh, she's a dope female drummer. No, why can't I just be a dope drummer? So I don't even really focus on me being a woman drummer in the music industry.
Gotcha.
Like, that's not my main focus. I just want to be a great drummer at the end of the day.
Who were some of the drummers that, or I guess some of the people that inspired you, some of the musicians, particularly the drummers?
Eric Tribbett. Eric Tribbett is the reason why I started playing drums. And also listening like to, you know, John P. Key and Hezekiah Walker, listening to the drummers growing up. I always was like, okay. But Eric Tribbett, my dad had a choir called Unity, and he was the drummer. And I used to sit there like, oh my gosh, he's so cute, but he is so amazing. Like, I just want to do that. That just looks so decent. Like, he literally made me want to pick up a drumstick and say, I could play the drums. That's just awesome. Like, I got to do that.
Gotcha.
Also, Sheila E., of course. Sheila E.
Beast.
Beast beyond beast. It's just like, this lady is playing.
So those are like the top.
Those
two.
were really the main people that had me like, okay, I want to play. I got to do this. And then my peers now, like Rasheed Williams, even Boots, Spank, listening to all them growing up, like, okay, and we're all around the same, but I'm maybe a little older. Put me, I'm a little older. But, you know, I'm just like, okay, listening to this and that. But Eric Tribbett was really the reason why I started playing drums.
Gotcha. And so, as an artist, right, keeping food on the table, keeping all the bills paid, all of that good stuff, is I mean, just as a, in this day and age, as a human being in general, trying to do that, trying to adult is one thing, but I feel like there's an added level of savagery that comes with it as an artist. And I know, like, I've seen you on tour, you know, doing your own stuff, doing gigs. I think at one point I saw you were also like, I think that was a 9 to 5 too. Like, what does your grind look like at this point?
I gotta work.
Yeah.
I gotta work. I try to stay as busy as possible. So I do have a 9 to 5. There was a time where I was just doing music, and I made it through, thank God. Doing my gigs, this and that, but 9 to 5, sometimes you got to do that to live your dream.
Yeah.
And I'm blessed now to have a job where I can still live my dream and it doesn't interfere. And if I need time off, hey, can you cover? Can you do this and that? I need this time. I got to go play. I need to leave early. Like, it's working out.
The flexibility.
Yeah. And like with my son, thank God for my mom and dad. They support me to the fullest. Like, even with my 9 to 5, me having to work different schedules before. I used to work 3 to 11, 7 to 3. It was always, my schedules was always crazy. So I always had my mom and dad, leave him here. You, like, we got it. We'll make sure he good. So.
Gotcha. How old is he now?
17.
Wow.
17, yeah. He's a grown man. Well, he thinks he's grown. He think he's grown. He's still a little boy.
Is he into music too?
Yeah. So now he wants to be a drummer. He's finally, it feels great because when he was little, I used to give him sticks, brought him a little conga set, let him play. He was doing drumline. Mom, look, twirling the stick. I'm like, this boy could do more than I can. Like, what in the world? So I didn't want to force it on him because I knew he was talented. He has many gifts, like, just like me. I said, this is truly my child. Like, so I didn't want to force drums upon him. Like, his father plays keys. I, started on keys. So he has a lot of music in him. So he just told me recently, like, Mom, I want to be a drummer. I'm like, you sure now? You serious? Are you serious this time? Yes. That's all I do is watch videos of drummers. I want to do it. Okay. Well, we're going to work that out for you.
So he'll pretty much be old enough soon to, like, go to gigs with you and stuff. And
yeah.
You ready for that?
He going to be trying to take my gig. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I guess, I mean, the good thing is, like, he is older now, so when you go on, like, these tours and stuff, he pretty much, I would imagine, take care of himself.
Yeah.
So you just came back off of a tour, right?
Yes.
All right.
I did.
So how was that?
It was amazing. It was a lot, but it was amazing to go to different cities. It was a 7-day tour to the Midwest. We did Columbus, Ohio, Chicago, Illinois, Columbia, Missouri, Omaha, Nebraska, Des Moines, Iowa, Kansas City, St. Louis. And we drove in a van with all our stuff. The band. It was just the band, all our equipment. I'm in the front with my bag with my clothes under me, so my knees is up. When I'm hurting, I stretch them out, put them on the windshield. Dashboard. So it was rough.
I guess that's the part people don't understand or know about tour life.
Yeah, it's depending on what level you're on. So I feel like I'm still in the introductory stage of it, or more so, I wouldn't even say that. I'm more so with a group now where we're doing it on our own. We're not the big name. So they're up and coming. Gotcha. They're creating their own name. They're creating a buzz now. So it's a blessing to be a part of it in the early stage and to see where it'll go from here.
Gotcha.
But
so this is like the real grind, and that's also, I feel like, when you have like the most fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Less rules.
Way less rules.
Less rules. You know, no one over our back. You in this time, like, no. So
that freedom.
A little bit of freedom, but, it's a lot.
All right. Well, listen, we have been chatting with Sunny D, the drummer, in the lounge. In case you don't know, the State of the Union address is going on right this moment. You can tune in, or you can just follow the hashtag WURDSOTU. That's WURDSOTU over on Twitter. There's a conversation happening, questions being thrown out there, people voicing their opinions, live updates of it happening. When we come back on the other side, I'm going to pull out some tweets that are catching my eye. But then we'll also be back with Sunny D, the drummer, for Artist Tuesday. So stay right there. This is Word Radio, 96.1 FM, 900 AM. Don't go anywhere.
Support independent black media and join the onWURD movement now at 215-425-7875 or visit wordradio.com. This is Word Radio, independent black media. Support independent black media and join the onWURD movement now at 215-425-7875 or visit wordradio.com.
Or baseball, anyone?
Most party fouls are pretty dumb, but if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Learn more at ultimatepartyfoul.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
How to be a great dad in 15 seconds. Bike ride, go fish, walk in the park, phone call, milkshake, play catch, picnic, fly a kite, tell jokes, laugh, talk, read a story, tell a story, bumper car, swing set, bowling, pillow fight, cut loose, stay tight. Whew. Because the smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council. It's 6:42 p.m. Time for Steve Plotto and his son Dylan to do the dishes. They talk about everything from the yuckiness of girls to the awesomeness of his soccer team. Sometimes they don't talk at all. Then, hey! The dreaded splash fight. It's Dad o'clock, and it's the best time of the day. Because the smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
What's going on? This is Asher Roth, and you're listening to The Lounge on Word Radio.
See a reflection in the numbers right away. It's the same as true with taking money out of the supply.
you're mad enough to fight. Sound crazy, but I'm just saying. I wanna be all of those things and more. Oh boy, wanna be the only
That's Dami Joe with The One. Welcome back to the lounge. It's 9:27 p.m., which means the State of the Union address is going down right now, okay? And if you are not tuned in, maybe if you're already on Twitter, search the hashtag WURDSOTU. I'll say it one more time. Hashtag WURDSOTU. I'm looking through the tweets right now, and definitely there's some interesting one out there. I want to pull a few. Let's see. At Josh Duncan's story, this opening is right out of the Barack Obama Democratic Convention speech. Let's see. Democratic women are wearing white to stand in solidarity with each other. It also looks like they are refusing to clap. At Ellison Report, this is Charles Ellison, who's actually been holding down the live tweeting. He said, or excuse me, it's a quote, "There is a subtext at play with members bringing yes. For example, Pelosi bringing transgender members of military and Planned Parenthood president. She's sending messages by not saying anything, but throwing a little shade there." That's from at Mustafa Rashid on Reality Check. And I'll do one more. This one coming from Vincent Thompson, excuse me. "A number of African Americans have been invited as guests of President Trump at the State of the Union address tonight and are sitting in the FLOTUS box. They are Alice Johnson, Roy James, and Matthew Charles. The info is available right now at onWURD's Facebook page. So if you go there, you can check out more information." So that's just a little bit of the buzz that's going on with the State of the Union address. But for now, we in this lounge are all in the thick of Artist Tuesday, and I'm here with Sunny D, the drummer. How you doing?
Hey.
All this political stuff happening, and we're like, let's talk about drumming and being an artist, and
yes,
you know, you got to stay sane some way, somehow.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, so I wanted to get your thoughts on Corey Bostic. Last year, I think it was September, Yeah, September 2018, if I'm not mistaken. She became FAMU's first female Marching 100 drum major. And, of course, it's first. That's big. That's amazing. But she actually wasn't picked the first time that she tried out. And she was like, you know what? No, I'm going to try again. She was upset, of course. But then she tried again, and she ended up getting it. I don't know, as a drummer, like, any thoughts on that?
Listen. Women rock. I feel like that's so dope, like to be the first. And her mom and dad used to be a part of the line or whatever. It just shows our resilience, our drive. Like, yeah, I didn't do it the first time, but I'm gonna get, like, we put our mind to it, we gonna do it. I feel like this is one of the first of many. There's gonna be so many more female drum majors across the United States. I'm excited.
What's your advice to them?
Just stay strong. Don't let the people get to you. Stay focused. Stay focused on what you want to do. Stay focused. Have fun.
That's
Continue
important.
to have fun with the music. Be you. Do you. Be great.
Gotcha. So I know you, what was last month, the Female Takeover.
Yeah. We back.
It debuted at Green Soul.
Yes.
What did that feel like, bringing it back after how long had you been on hiatus with it?
Whew. I'm gonna say about, what's this, 2019?
19. Yeah.
It's 2019.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So 3 years. I feel like I started in 2014, January 2014. Went strong for 2 years. I was doing it quarterly, and then life hit me. So I had to take a break. You know, it was all on pretty much me, like financially and everything.
Yeah.
So it was a lot, and I just had to I had torn my ACL and everything.
Oh yeah,
so,
I remember you had the boot.
Yeah. Tore my ACL, so, you know, I was down and lost my job. So it was just like, okay, you need to get your life together first.
Yeah.
Before you can bring this back. And a good friend of mine, DJ Geek, that's my sis, she hit me up and she like, look, I'm riding with you. What you want to do? And she was my DJ for the event originally. So she like, you know, look, let's work. You're not by yourself. I got you. So I'm like, okay. You know, I needed to focus on that anyway. I was in a rough spot in my life at the time. And I'm like, okay, well, now that I'm putting my focus elsewhere in music and what my passion is and wanting to do so many things, now this is really going to make me focus on it and start all over again. So we back. We at Green Soul. We actually have one coming up this month.
Ooh, when?
February 24th. We got
February
the okay.
is popping.
So February 24th, we will be back at Green Soul. I'm not going to share all the features with you.
I was just about to say, so you got the lineup? Or
Don't worry about it. I mean, I got a couple, but I
Okay.
can tell you that a former band of mine, Vent, will be on the bill.
Oh,
so
okay.
that's just one.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you the rest. You got to come out.
And what time? Well, what time is it going down?
7 to 11 at Green Soul.
7 to 11.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right next door to South.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got some good food, man.
The food
Oh my gosh,
is delicious.
Listen, y'all, if you go to Green Soul, I gotta say you gotta get the Brussels sprouts. Those are probably the best Brussels
Get
sprouts.
that
I
salmon
ever had.
BLT.
Oh, the Cajun salmon BLT.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. I
Yeah.
mean, they got the whole menu is like popping. But I wanted to ask you, with bringing in the process of like thinking about whether to bring it back or not, right? Did you experience any kind of anxiety or nervousness? Because I think about like 2 years ago, you know, I had the show, I had Sincerely Chosen, and I had to stop it for the most part, like for the same thing, like financially I was carrying the bulk of that load, and it was a lot, life was happening, and people have asked me over the years, like, oh, when is it coming back, and every time they ask me, I'm like, I get anxiety because it was my baby, but it took a lot.
Listen.
It took a lot.
That's all I heard. Sonny, when you bringing the Female Takeover back, like that show was needed. We need that. Like, I'm like, it's coming. Don't worry, it's coming. But I'm like, I ain't ready for the stress. Like, it's tight in here. Like, it's stressful.
Yeah.
That was one thing that was like, I don't know if I could do this. I don't know if I could do it again, especially in my state that I was in. So it's good to have good friends that is there to support you and help you, and like, we're going to do this together. So, yeah, because that, even the first show, I was stressed out. Like, I don't know, it's a new place. Are they going to like us? Like, are they going to, this is totally different from any other venue we did this show at. Like, how are they going to respond to this? I'm nervous. I'm scared.
Yeah, and it was full in there. Like, y'all had a great turnout. How'd you feel by the end of the night?
By the end of the night, I was just like, we did it. And we back. Like, it made me want to do more. And I'm like, this is just the beginning. Like, we only going up from here. Like, ultimately, it's going to be bigger and better. But this is just the start. And let's keep this wave going. To the point now, people's like, when the next one? That show was lit. Like, no, you need to have it every month. I'm like, okay, but wait. I don't know if I could do this every month. Like, this is
quite a bit.
This is a lot. This is stressful. It's a lot. But got to get the people what they want. So
gotcha. So over the years, have you gotten to a point where you know what you want as an artist or as a musician?
That's a good question.
I just came. That was straight off the dome. I'm still. Well, what I wanted is starting already with the touring. Actually, the tour I just came off was like my second tour that I've done. Nice.
Last year I went on a diner tour with Alexi Songs.
Oh, he's so dope.
Yeah.
Not new to the lounge.
So
shout out to Alexi.
Did that tour with him, and this. So I've always said I want to travel around the world doing music. Like, I've traveled all over the U.S. with sports, with track, like, traveled all over. So I'm like, now I want to do it for music. Like, I want to make my son proud, because he looks up to me. He's like, Mom, like, well, who you playing for? And I know sometimes he's like, well, who's that? But then when he hear, he's like, yeah, they dope. Like, they dope.
Just because it's a big name,
Yeah.
it's not a big name doesn't mean it's not a big impact.
Like, ultimately, I want the Female Taker to be bigger than Philly. Like, if we could take it, New York, D.C., Delaware, starting with the tri-state area. I mean, I want to do that, and then eventually take it other places, because there's people like, yo, they not doing this. They not doing this nowhere else. And I'm like, you're right. And the biggest thing with me with the Female Takeover was, when I created the show, it was because I ran into so many musicians that I'm like, yo, I didn't even know you play, or y'all dope. Like, we cool. But I'm like, we got to do a show together. And I'm like, nobody's going to put us on a show together. So I'm going to create a show where we all on the bill together, so people can hear us, and we're all different sounds. So my biggest thing was like, okay, this artist, normally when you see shows in Philly on the scene, they putting the same people on it. You hear the same names.
Yes.
So my thing was,
Till this day.
right. So my thing was, I'm going to put this person on it. I'm going to put, this is all different styles of music or different things. They would never be on the same show together. So now everybody's leaving with a new fan base. That was the biggest,
so
that was the biggest thing. Like, I want everybody to, like, yo, I would have never heard of you if I didn't come to this show.
It's about the exposure.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what it was. Like, okay, Philly's known for our musicians, but the males. Why can't we put the females out there? There's a lot of dope female musicians. Why can't, but nobody would ever hear us, because they're not going to come out and support us. Like, they're not going to just, oh, let me just walk into a show and see it. No, let's put something together where we all there supporting each other, because, you know, they say females can't get along. We catty, we this and that.
Do you believe that? Do you buy into it?
Females are catty. But I feel like when you have the right attitude and you have the right energy, when the right person is behind it, when you're full of positivity and you're genuinely supporting people, people will genuinely support you, and those genuine people will come out and it'll be a dope vibe. Like, that's all I've heard. The energy was amazing. Right, because we're not here to, like, we want to prove that we really can support. It's not, oh, I'm better than you, you better than me. You hear that a lot. Like, no, we're not doing that. She dope, and that's my friend, and or whoever, like, yo, you killing the drums, you killing the bass. Not like, she all right. Like, no, we're not doing that. We here to support, like, clap it up for everybody. Everybody on this stage is amazing. Support them.
So where do you see the Philly music scene going in, like, the next, I'd say 3 to 5 years? Like, what do you hope, where do you hope it'll go? I mean, there's some piece of that is you calling what you think is coming and you saying what you would like to see happen.
Believe it or not, I am seeing more unity amongst artists and musicians. I don't know who other people have been around, but I've seen it, and I see people trying to come together. So I actually see it being better. People say we'll never be like Atlanta or that. Like, forget all these other states. Philly is great. We're dope. Let's make it great. Make Philly great again.
Oh, snaps. Make Philly great again.
Make Philly great again. Like, it's too much dopeness and talent out here. And Bino got Rinse Due. Like, that
I'm
open
gonna stop
mic.
through Rinse Due tonight.
It's so many people putting shows together that's just positive. All about having fun, a good time, and expressing yourself artistically.
So who are some artists that should, well, let me pause here. Can I keep rocking? You want go to break? Okay. All right, you got to check, make sure, because he be on my coattail. Anywho, so listen, we're in the lounge with Sunny D, the drummer. It's Artist Tuesday. The State of the Union address is happening. When we come back on the other side, I'll try to pull some more tweets from hashtag WURDSOTU. You can check that out on Twitter to get live updates and just join in the conversation, sound off. Let us know, are you watching it? Call us, 215-634-8065, toll free 866-361-0900. Are you watching it? Are you tuned in? And if you know, why or why not? Let us know, okay? All right, in the meantime, we'll be back on the other side of this.
Listen to Word Radio on the go with the Word Radio app. Search for WURD in your favorite app store today and take us with you wherever you go. Stay connected to Word Radio, independent Black media.
At Dietz & Watson, we've spent over 75 years focusing on the details. This can be traced back to our founder, Gottlieb Dietz, who learned how to make franks and sausages the right way in Germany. Today, each one of our delicious offerings is meticulously crafted using perfected details. Because if it isn't good enough for our family, it isn't good enough for yours. To us, the details make all the difference.
Be heard. Want another way to join the conversation?
Follow us on social media
using the hashtag onWURD.
Be heard.
Stay connected to Word Radio,
independent Black media.
Since 1904, Philly's top sandwich pros and homemakers have always started the exact same way, with those legendary Amoroso's rolls baked fresh daily. Word family, put Amoroso's rolls on your shopping list for your kids' school lunches and your next family gathering. Want to make your very best sandwiches? Always start with the very best sandwich rolls. Pick them up today at your favorite supermarket or food store. Amoroso's, why Philly's sandwiches are world famous.
Countless victims of human trafficking walk among us, invisible until now. The Blue Campaign provides a unified voice for those who work to combat human trafficking. It's time to open our eyes. Learn what you can do by visiting dhs.gov/Blue Campaign.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues designed to help you help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything. Brought to you by Understood.org and the Ad Council.
Hey now, this is Dr. Guthrie Ramsey of Musicology, and you're listening to The Lounge on Word Radio.
Welcome back to the lounge. It's 9:46 p.m. and in case you missed it, the State of the Union address is happening right now. If you follow the hashtag WURDSOTU over on Twitter, you can keep up to date with the conversation. That's if you're not tuned in. Are you tuned in? That's the question. Call in, let us know if you're watching. What are your thoughts? I mean, are you feeling them? Are you not? Are you simply just watching, waiting to get to the Democratic? Why y'all laughing at me? Some people out there, objectivity.
That's an honest, unbiased opinion.
That's what I'm saying. We can't assume people aren't watching.
I respect your journalism. I'm talking about agreeing.
Agreeing
not the
with
watching.
What?
You said, do you agree? Do you disagree? Why is it
with what he's saying? Because I'm looking on his hashtag here and everybody ain't agreeing with what he's saying.
What's happening? How many are disagreeing with him?
Well, no.
There you go. The gems
I think it's because of the audience, though. I think it's because of the audience. But, you know, there's some snarky tongue-in-cheek remarks and stuff like that. Let's see. Someone said, any mention of the children separated from the parents to the point where Homeland has no idea what to do. So there was that shade thrown. Let's see. Here we go, the caravan of illegals. Trump does not like brown people. He only cares about himself and those rich people who look like him. That's what one person tweeted. Yeah, there's definitely some reference to the beginning of his speech being like a page being taken out of President Barack Obama's Democratic address. Yeah.
Yes, it was very inspirational and positive.
Yeah. So there's that. So yeah. You can go ahead and scroll through that and catch up, or you can just turn on the TV and tune in. It's interesting when people are choosing to clap and when they're not. Right now, that must have been something related to the Democrats. Yeah. But anywho, here in the lounge is Artist Tuesday. The world is happening outside of us, but right now we're just in here vibing and enjoying this chat with Sunny D, the drummer. How do you describe all your titles when you introduce yourself? Do you just say, I mean, I know I heard you a little earlier. You just go with I'm a drummer?
I go with Sunny D.
All right, well, that's all y'all need to know. That's Sunny D, period.
I go with Sunny D. Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to think. I had a question before we went to break. Yeah. And now it left me because I started with this State of the Union
cut
stuff.
You off.
Yeah. Did we get into? Yes, we did. I was thinking about the Philly music scene.
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to check that off my list. Oh, you mentioned travel, right? So I know you travel with the touring and all of that. But then you also travel with this collective, and this is not music related, y'all. But you travel with this collective, and I want to learn more about it because I see other people do this where it's just I don't know what the correct terminology for it is, but just a bunch of people link up and go travel around the world.
Okay, so one of my closest friends, her name's Jamila, Prime Events Travel.
Prime
Had
Events
to plug
Travel.
that.
Okay.
So about 10 years ago, maybe, I'm gonna say, yeah, it was 2009, and she was like, okay, I'm giving y'all my government right now. Deanna. She's like,
Deanna! Hey, DD! Go ahead.
Don't do that. So she's like, Deanna, get your passport. We going to Jamaica. I'm like, okay, well, when? We're trying to go in May. I'm like, okay, well, let me get my funds together, whatever. So did that trip. And she was like, we're going to do this annually. So about the third, let me see, we did Jamaica, Punta Cana. Our third trip, we went to St. Lucia. In St. Lucia, there was another group from New York, Old Psalms. And my friend reached out to him like, oh, well, I see, there's another black group that's going to be at this resort. I was wondering if we could link up, this and that. And he's like, well, normally, I don't link with other people because other people be on some type time or whatever. And it just so happened he invited us on their booze cruise. And ever since then,
y'all all
we've been linked of course, everyone loves Sunny because I'm just the crazy one out the bunch. And yeah.
Gotcha. So have you performed at any of those, like on any of those
No,
trips?
we're working, my friend Jamila's working on that. She's like, you need to have Deanna come with the band and we could bring the instruments because that will be so dope. But I have had birthday parties, like for a couple of, because they're mainly from New York, some from Atlanta, like all over, but they're basically based from New York. So they're like, Sonny, yo, I'm having a birthday. I need you to come through. And I'm not telling everybody it's a surprise. I'm like, all right, look, you going to play the drums because we be having our own DJs. Like, we have our own parties. Everything is us. So go there, do that. They come out and support gigs. If I'm in New York, yo, I'm in New York. I'm having a show. They show up thick.
That's what's up.
Like, yeah.
So it's bigger than just this travel
it's
experience.
Bigger than the travel experience. Like, it's just, it's good for minorities to come together, all professionals, travel, have a great time, and it's no drama.
Yeah, that's the big part.
Like, no drama, just pure fun. Grown-ups, having a ball.
Yeah. Adulting.
Doing
what adults do.
Living our best lives.
Gotcha. I don't want to say last thing, but with the drumming, because we spoke a little earlier about Corey Bostic, who's the first, first female marching 100 drum major at FAMU. You gave some advice to young women who may aspire to do that same thing, and just saying stick with it. Was there ever a time where you considered walking away from drumming?
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely. I felt like I just wasn't having fun anymore. I got stuck. And then I met the new band that I'm in now. Like, it literally would still be playing, but it was just like, is this, like, what am I going to do? Is this really going to put food on the table? Is this really going to put money in my pocket? Because it's like, okay, I got a gig, but you get that, and then this going to this bill, this going to that. This, like, it's rough. It's hard to be a working musician. So I would suggest, if you can have a job outside of that, because that downtime, like them people that's on big tours, that downtime, if you don't have nothing coming in, if you wasn't smart enough with your money, what you gonna do? Struggle, right.
Yeah.
So I started with this band, and it kind of, I was reborn again, in a sense.
Look at that. Won't he do it?
I was reborn again in a sense. I just felt like I was stuck doing the same thing, I guess. So I needed something to make me look at music differently all over again, instead of like, oh, I'm just playing the same thing over again. I'm not excited. And also, they had to do with personal stuff. I just wasn't mentally in the space for music. Like, music wasn't helping. Music was like, music is making this worse.
Right. It's like another thing on top of everything else.
So now it's like, let's go.
So how do you
back?
I was going to say, how do you view music now?
I love it. I'm trying to, like, find some more stuff to listen to expand my playing now. I can say before, I used to put myself, I was in quite a few bands, but everything was different genres for me. Everything had to make sense. If I'm going to play for this band, why am I going to play for this band? Okay, this is totally different from what I'm playing. Okay, this is totally different. So it's making me well-rounded as a musician. Instead of just like, oh, I want to play, I just want to be in everybody's band. No, I don't. But
you're like very clear on where you want to be and why you want to be
and especially now is time, and it's crazy. But at the time when I was placing myself in situations, it was because of, to make me a better drummer. Because it was things I wasn't like, I'm not comfortable with this music, but hey, that's going to make me better.
Yeah.
As a drummer.
Listen, I'm glad that you stuck with it. If you tuned in, we've been rocking in the lounge with Sunny D. We got to go now. Like, that went by fast, right?
Did.
It went by so fast, but we thank you all for tuning in. Shout out to all of the folks who came through the Lounge for Artists Tuesday. Philly, listen, support our artists. As always, much love and appreciation to my guy, DJ Frosty Phoenix. When I tell you he has been multitasking like crazy behind the scenes, like, this guy is amazing. But as always, remember to taste your words before you feed them to someone else. Empathize, empower, and evolve. I'm sincerely Sarita, your guest host for the entire month of February, and we'll meet you right back here in the lounge tomorrow, same time, same place, right here on Word Radio. Peace!
So we should be chilling back. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So tell me that, tell me that. Tell me I'm the best I am. I be feeling like yes I am. You know I'm the best I am. Be a fool to not take me as I am. Tell me I'm the best I am. I be feeling like yes I am. You know I'm the best I am. You be a fool to not take me as I am. You're like the sweetest thing I know, like my favorite Lauren song, and I need you really bad. Don't take me for granted, you'll be regretting it. Oh, I should be your last.